The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and the World of Outlaw Late Models might have been off this weekend, but there was a fantastic show with the Mars Late Models at LaSalle. On Friday night, they did a little bit of asphalt-style racing with twin 25s, with Bobby Pierce and Tyler Erb taking home those wins. They inverted the top 10 for the second twin. Bobby Pierce obviously won that first twin, and then was sent to 10th position for the second twin. And Turbo, obviously starting towards the front, was able to hold on. I think Bobby Pierce ended up finishing in 4th. I saw a lot of people really liked that format. I'm a big fan of it. I would have liked to have seen them go a little bit longer, 30 laps. I think 25 laps might be a little bit too short to even try and see someone move through the field from 10th to 1st. So maybe extend that to 30 laps. I know when I used to watch Saturday night asphalt racing at Dominion Raceway, they were typically doing 60-lap twins. I know at South Boston they do 75-lap twins in some cases, and I think Dominion's actually kind of shortening them down to like 50-lap twins as well. And then I think you see kind of 50 laps, I think, at Hickory, etc. So obviously a little bit longer usually in the asphalt. So I would have liked to have seen them maybe extend that a little bit to 30 laps, but still, I love the format. I liked seeing that. I thought that was unique, something you don't typically see in dirt racing, and it seemed like the fans really liked it, and I think the drivers liked it as well. And it puts it a little bit of some strategy involved too, right? Are you going to sandbag the first race, etc., to get a good starting position in the second race? Do you go all out in the first race? So I think it adds a little bit of that strategy aspect to it as well, a little bit extra wrinkle there. However, the Saturday night feature was absolutely fantastic. 75-lap feature at LaSalle. Bobby Pierce totally dominated the race, especially after he took the lead from Brian Shirley about 10 laps through. I wouldn't say he really took the lead. Shirley kind of jumped the cushion, messed up, and Bobby Pierce was able to slip underneath him, and he never looked back the rest of the way. But Shirley was the show. I mean, he was absolutely wheeling his heart out during this race. As I said, he led through the beginning portion of the 75-lap race, but jumped the cushion with 64 laps to go and allowed Pierce, Ryan Unsker, Dennis Erb Jr., Tyler Erb, and Justin Duty to get past him. The race stayed green, and Shirley attacked the track and the field with a fury. Here's kind of what happened right here with Brian Shirley hopping the cushion.
Under the 51. Here comes Bobby Pierce. Oh, and Shirley jumps the cushion. He might have broke.
So he did not break. Obviously, they actually stayed green here. They didn't throw the caution. He lost a couple of spots, but you can see there Pierce easily able to drive underneath him after Shirley jumped the cushion. And he would be fighting with that cushion the rest of the night. About 10 laps after jumping the cushion, Shirley got hooked up on the outside and was able to storm past Duty and Unsicker and began working on Tyler Erb, but a caution due to Jake Little jumping that same cushion over there in 3 and 4 caught him, and then he hit the outside wall, put a pause on him, kind of working over Tyler Erb, who I think he was reclaiming that third position. At that point, it might have been second. In the ensuing restart, Shirley dug in at the bottom for the first lap and then quickly transitioned back to the top where he was riding his car like a bucking bronco rather than a dirt late model, as it was jumping all over the cushion. Despite the treacherous cushion, Shirley remained committed to it, and for a good reason, because when he hit it right, he could gap Duty by about 3 car lengths and close in on Tyler Erb. However, he would pay the price as Erb expertly threw a defensive slider that forced Shirley up and over the cushion in turn 4. Like earlier in the race, it stayed green, and he would lose multiple spots to Duty and Unsker and fell into the clutches of Brandon Shepard. We can take a look at that right here. I thought this was a great defensive slider by Tyler Erb. You guys might have a little bit of a different opinion of that, but let's take a look at this here.
Run down the back straightaway. Tyler Erb can't hold him back. Oh, man, and Shirley panned.
So you can see right there, obviously, Turbo did play that defensive slider, kind of took away a lot of that track. They clearly didn't make contact. Shirley went up and over the cushion as he ran out of that track. He might have been a little bit more committed there, but I didn't think that was a dirty move at all. I thought that was just really good defensive racing by Tyler Erb, and he was really good at keeping Shirley behind him. But again, Shirley getting up and over the cushion there in turns 3 and 4. Shirley would then begin to rally again on the outside and worked his way back around Duty just 4 laps after jumping the cushion. Just over 10 laps after jumping the cushion, Shirley had made his way back around Unzicker and to the bumper of Tyler Erb. However, Erb once again performed a defensive slider in turn 4, and Shirley jumped the cushion, albeit not to the extent of the previous time. Nevertheless, it allowed Unzicker to slip underneath him. Shirley would work his way back around Unzicker and eventually overtake Erb just 3 laps later with 36 laps to go. He then began challenging Dennis Erb Jr. for a second, but eventually sent him spinning around in turn 1 with 33 laps to go. Here is this right here. You can see Shirley's already underneath Dennis Erb Jr.'s bumper right here. Unzicker right underneath. Really, really good race here for second place. And then you can see Turbo is right there too. Justin Duty just off your screen, and even Brandon Shepard peeking in through there. But let's take a look.
Second down the front straightaway. Shot. Oh, and Dennis Erb Jr. and Brian Shirley make contact here on the front straightaway. And Dennis Erb. Oh, man.
So there you go. Obviously, I think Shirley giving Dennis Erb Jr. a little bit of the boot there. You can just tell how much he wanted. I mean, he had a really fast car and was wheeling it and was doing everything he possibly could. He was kind of sticking to the outside, so I'm thinking maybe he thought Dennis Erb might go down a little bit there. So maybe a little bit of a timing issue, but Dennis Erb Jr. was not happy with him, expressed that to him during that caution. Nevertheless, Dennis Erb Jr., I think he would go back to like around 8th position or something like that, where he was able to fill back in when the caution came out. So with Erb Jr. spinning off his nose, Shirley inherited the second position and mounted a charge against Bobby Pierce after they went back to green. However, his charge would again be derailed as he jumped the cushion in the treacherous turn 4 and began bouncing like a cowboy on an angry bull. He would fall to 6th, but still stayed committed to the top. But that would pretty much be the end. The multiple cushion jumps would eventually take its toll, and Shirley exited the race with 13 laps to go. Here is kind of the final. He was literally riding his car like a bull here over this cushion. Take a look.
Pierce get away. If they get... Oh, Brian Shirley and Tyler Erb, nowhere to go. We stay green.
I mean, you can see Turbo even got underneath him there, and he was kind of still bouncing up and down on Turbo's front nose there. And I mean, he was literally riding like a bull. It was like you go to a dirt late model race and you're getting some PBR action there, right? Professional bull racing. But yeah, as I said, he eventually finished in 13. He exited the race with 13 laps to go, and he eventually finished in 17th. Bobby Pierce would win. Like I said, really wasn't really challenged there. He was challenged a little bit, I guess, by Shirley in those like closing laps when he had gotten into that second position, but wasn't able to really kind of even get pulled side by side or even try to pull off a slider. Pierce had moved up to the top and was keeping Shirley behind him, taking that line away. That he was really strong up there. But Unzicker ended up finishing in second, and Brandon Shepard rounded out the podium in third. Tyler Erb finished fourth. Chris Simpson finished fifth. Dennis Erb Jr. rallied for a sixth-place finish. Justin Duty, Jason Fager, Shannon Babb, and Tony Jackson Jr. rounded out the top 10. Excellent race at LaSalle with the Mars Late Model Championship here. If you didn't watch this, you missed out. I highly recommend going watching it on replay. I know it took them a little bit. I actually watched it on replay, I think, because I didn't think they started till after midnight. Sat on Sunday, I guess, Sunday morning. They still were racing. So I actually went to bed and then watched it when I woke up in the morning. But highly recommend it. Really, really good race. Shirley was definitely the show, but there was like fantastic racing action for the most part, especially for second on back, side by side, three-way battle. You saw there that Bobby Pierce was splitting the lap car to take both second, and then he obviously got first as well in that corner once Shirley jumped the cushion. So fantastic race. I'd probably say it's one of the top 10 races so far this year. I mean, there have been really, really good races, and this was definitely one of them in my books. I really liked watching Shirley race, the determination, him kind of making some mistakes, fighting that cushion, but then rebounding from those mistakes and kind of having that resilience to keep going. But I think eventually it hurt the car there on that last one where he was really bouncing up and down quite a bit, like I said, riding that bull. And obviously he had faded back to, I think, to maybe like 8th or so before he pulled it in with, 13 laps to go. But highly recommend watching this one. Really good one. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.